morning, students. Last time we started with Act 2, Scene 7, and we completed at about 2 pages of Act 2, Scene 7. Let us continue with the remaining part. So we had seen last time that Morocco had gone to select select the casket in which the portrait of Portia was immersed, right? So he goes to lead first, and then this is what had happened over there. So he says that lead, which is cheap, isn't it? Cheap. That is what is said here. You can see it's like that lead contains her. So it's likely that, okay, it's likely that lead would contain her picture, her portrait. It were damnation. It were damnation to think so base a thought. So to think so lowly can only be worth of condemnation. This is what he says. Okay, so it were too gross to rib her cerecloth in the obscure grave. So lead is too coarse a metal to enfold her cerecloth. Now, what do you understand by cerecloth? Cerecloth is a waxed cloth used in wrapping a body at the time of burial. So that is what he's saying. So it were too gross. So lead is too coarse a metal to enfold her cerecloth in the obscure grave, in the dark grave, right? So cheap lead is, that is what he means over here, right? So there definitely, if lead is so inferior, definitely such a valuable portrait won't lie over there. Lead is 10, isn't it? That is what he is saying over here. Lead, which is so inferior, won't be having the portrait of such a valuable person. That is what it means, right? So then he moves. Or shall I think in silver she is immersed? Then he is thinking, or shall I say that her picture contained in the silver casket? Okay, silver casket being 10 times. Then he is giving a second thought for silver. So he says silver, which is 10 times undervalued, means inferior, which is 10 times inferior to gold, isn't it? Inferior to gold, cannot contain Portia. Okay, cannot contain Portia. Being 10 times undervalued to tried gold, oh sinful thought, as she is a rich gem, right? Never so rich a gem, right? So she is a rich gem. As she is a rich gem, her portrait won't be in silver, which is 10 times undervalued than gold, right? So was set in worse than gold. So it's not, so definitely her portrait will be lying in gold alone. So they have in England a coin that bears the figure of an angel. So in England they have a coin that has the image of an angel, right? Of an angel stamped in gold, but that's insculpted upon, stamped in gold in the sense this gold coin of England with the figure of Archangel Michael, right? Michael, that is what it is said, stamped in it. So this is on the gold coin, this image of Archangel is stamped on the gold coin, right? But that insculpted upon, so the figure of the angel is engraved upon the gold coin, okay? Whereas Portia's luck, that is the angel, lies within this metal casket. So that is how he's considering. Her luck is lying within this casket. So what is this coin? So the value of this coin is about 10 shillings. Okay, on the surface of the gold coin, it is, this picture is outside the gold coin. The value of it is 10 shilling, right? 10 shillings. On which you have the figure of Archangel, fine. So that is what he's saying. But here an angel in a golden bed, but the real angel lies on a golden bed. So he's referring to Portia and he's saying she's lying in the golden, on a golden bed. Lies all within. So he says, deliver me the key. Then he's moving towards the servant and he's asking here the real angel is lying in the on a golden bed. This is what he says. Deliver me the key. He's moving to the servant and saying, give me the keys. Here do I choose and thrive as I may. So here do I choose. So I'm making my selection. Whatever may be my success. Okay. So whatever is there in my faith, it will be, I will be getting it, right? So this is what he says. So Portia is the one who's lying here, isn't it? Portia is an angel who lies on a golden bed within the casket. Okay, so that is what he's saying, and is going towards the gold casket. So it's clear to you now. So he's not selecting the lead casket. He's not selecting the silver one, because silver undervalued. Lead is a coarse metal, so it's impossible. Such a valuable person can't lie in lead. Silver is undervalued, 10 times inferior to gold, so she can't be in silver. Then he is making it sure definitely her portrait will be lying in gold casket, isn't it? Because she is worth for that. That is why he's going for the golden caskets. He goes there, he takes the key from the servant, he opens the casket, and this is what he finds. So Portia is saying here, when he's going to open the casket, there, take it, prince, and if my form lie there, then I am yours. So Portia says, there, here, take the key, he says, take the key, prince, she says, and if my form lie, and if my picture lie there, then I am yours, then I am yours. This is what Portia says to him. He unlocks, Morocco takes the key, he unlocks the casket. He unlocks the golden casket, and this is what Morocco finds inside it. Morocco, oh hell, what have we here? A carrion death, within whose empty eye there is a written scroll. I'll read the writing, and this is what he reads. All that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded toms do worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs, in judgment old, your answer had not been inscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold. Okay, so oh hell, Morocco says, what have we here? So what is this? What I have seen inside it? This is what he says. A carrion death, a skull. Carrion death means a skull. He says a rotting skull. That is what he says. Within whose empty eye there is a written scroll. And what is it? In the empty eye of the skull, there is a written scroll. That is a manuscript. Written scroll means manuscript. Manuscript, you know, no? A written script, right? So that is what he found in the eye, in the empty eye of the skull. I'll read the writing. So he's taking that script and he reads. He's reading the script. You can see this is what is written on the script. These lines, okay. These 8 lines are written on the scripts. You can. I read it out to you. Now I'll explain what it is. All that glitters is not gold, right? This is what it says, right? All that is the script says. All that glitters. Now, who made the script? Definitely Portia's father made the script, and it was kept in the eye of the empty skull, empty eye of the skull. Right? So this is what the script says. All that glitters is not gold. So the one that shines, all what shines is not gold, right? This is what it is said. Often have you heard that told. You might have heard this from different people, isn't it? You might have heard it from people saying this, isn't it? Many a man his life had sold for gold, for the craze of gold. Many have risked their lives. Many people have risked their lives in order to gain, in order to get, in order to win gold, right? Many of them have risked their lives. This is what you might have heard from people. That's what it says. But my outside to behold, just going for the outside appearance, only to see the gold which covers me from outside. Okay, just going from the outside appearance. Gilded tombs do worms enfold. Gilded means gold plated tombs. Now tombs, what you have? Dead bodies. Bodies are buried in tombs. Now these bodies are occupied by worms inside the tombs, inside it, isn't it? In the grave. Fine. So these gold plated graves, okay, costly gold plated tombs, isn't it? Do worms enfold. What do they carry inside it? Worms, isn't it? Costly gold plated tombs from outside. So when you go inside, you will find all worms inside, right? Had you been as wise as bold, if you had been as wise as bold, as is courage, okay? So he's saying, so now Morocco is a young man who's courageous, right? If you would have been if you would have been as wise as his courage, if he would have been as wise as his courage, that is what is said. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs, okay, young in limbs, in judgment old. So, and if he had united youthfulness of his body, courage, isn't it? He's courageous. So if he would have united the courage that is youthfulness of his body to the wisdom, isn't it, of riper years, isn't it? Aged people are wise. So if he would have added these two, if he would have united these two, definitely he would have won, isn't it? But he didn't unite these two. That is what had happened over here. He didn't unite. Your answer had not been in scroll. Definitely if you would have united, your youthfulness, okay, and of your body to the wisdom of riper years, that is what it says, young in limbs and judgment old. So that is what, had you been as wise as bold. So if you would have united your courage, your youthfulness with the with your wisdom, if you would have united it, then definitely your answer had not been in scroll. Then definitely you would have not got this scroll. You would have not got this scroll. You would have got an answer which would have been a living woman. Definitely you would have got Portia, isn't it? Not a written scroll. Not a written scroll. You would have not got this. Fare you well, your suit is cold. So fare you, goodbye to you, goodbye to you. Your suit is cold. Your hopes are dead. Okay, your suit is cold means your hopes are dead. Nothing you have won from this. That is what it means. So he says, cold indeed and labor lost. Okay, of course it is cold, isn't it? Dead, of course, dead. And labor lost. So whatever effort he had put, it's gone in vain. Uselessly, it is, his efforts were gone, right? That is what he says. He says this quietly. So these lines are said by Morocco. The previous lines, those 8 lines were written on the scroll. So these lines, line 75 onwards is said by Morocco over here. Then farewell heat and welcome frost. So Morocco says, then farewell heat. Heat means fervent love. Goodbye love. That is said to Portia. And welcome frost. And welcome frost is cold, right? So cold, so I have to welcome disappointment. So he is disappointed now, isn't it? That we all know. So he is disappointed. Whatever he wanted, he didn't get. So he is disappointed. Portia, adieu, goodbye Portia, he says. I have too graved a heart. My heart is too heavy to say even goodbye to you. That is what he means. I have too graved a heart to take a tedious leave. Okay, to take a tedious leave, to take a formal leave. My heart is too heavy to take a formal leave even. So there is nothing to say. I have no words to say goodbye because I'm so much disappointed. There's loser's part, and this is how losers leave. This is what he says, and this is how losers leave. So exit with his servants, flourish of corners. Okay, so he's not waiting for any long leave. Okay, for long leave taking and all, because his heart was so heavy, he says, and this is how losers leave. So he accepts that he's a loser over here. So he is exiting. So he's walking out of the room with his servants. Again, when he leaves, the flourish of cornets you can hear over here. So after he leaves, what Portia says, a good riddance. So it was a good riddance, a happy deliverance. So she got rid of Morocco. So she was happy for it. That is what she says, a good riddance. Draw the curtains, go. She's asking the servants to draw the curtains, close it back, close all the 3 caskets behind the curtains. Let all of his complexion choose me so. So she's saying, may every one of the same of his complexion, of his color, isn't it? Of his complexion, of all the people of all the people of his kind choose similarly. This is what she says. Okay, so people who, now you know Morocco was a dark man. Okay, so those dark people who comes like him may all choose the way he selected similarly. That is what she says towards the end. May everyone choose like him. Okay, so this is what she says, and there we are completing with Act 2, Scene 7. So next we are moving, next class we are doing Act 2, Scene 8. Thank you very much.